But I say to you, that the powers of heaven, obedient to the commands of the one who is all and can do all, had formed close alliances of exalted beings around the Divine Master, to facilitate the magnificent work that had been entrusted to him, a work that you still do not understand. The Messiah now speaks to us, from his freedom as a Spirit of God, within his oneness with the divine, radiating love and light from his soul, to reveal to us the truth of how spiritual missions unfold. In the video Universal Religion 01, the Messiah, he told us that the spiritual being who attains spiritual freedom from the material world such as earth is one who dwells within the ethereal realm of light and bliss that surrounds him from afar. Within this realm of light and bliss dwell all the spirits of God, beings of wisdom, beings of light, beings of purity, and messianic beings forming the cosmic brotherhood, the cosmic unity of infinite creation. All exist within the absolute love of God, eternally loving God above all things, and receiving from him the missions of his divine design. We must pay close attention to the word ethereal, for this expression has long been a point of confusion for human intellectuals. It refers to immaterial fields, realms belonging to the love of God, which human eyes cannot perceive, for their frequencies of light love are far too elevated. This same divine substance forms the spiritual beings who incarnate into material worlds, though not their human bodies, which are merely instruments for learning. This spiritual image will be revealed to every being who elevates their feelings high enough to open the eyes of the soul. Among these new revelations lies the phrase "surrounds him from afar." To understand it in human terms, it means that the earth is encompassed by a spiritual sphere of beings of wisdom, light, purity, and messianic essence. They need not come physically to be beside us, for they communicate through the language of the soul, surrounding us as they once surrounded the Messiah when he walked among us. Each of the spirits of God lives in unity with the divine, offering their attained perfection to bring cosmic fraternal aid to worlds in need of light, just as when the Messiah was sent to planet Earth, as explained in Universal Religion 09, the Messiah. Together, they form the higher spiritual forces, or as the Messiah calls them, the powers. He tells us that this realm of light and bliss may be called heaven. That is why he says, the powers of heaven. But we must now understand that this human word heaven is illuminated by divine grandeur. It refers to that ethereal realm of light and bliss that surrounds us. Thus, heaven does not mean what human religions have long imagined it to be. The Messiah further clarifies that these powers of heaven are obedient to the commands of the one who is all and can do all. These human words obedient, commands, the one who is all, the one who can do all must be spiritually understood. These commands are in truth the divine laws of the Creator, the divine decrees contained within his law of love. We already know that this divine energy, which envelopes all beings in the form of guidance, is the absolute love of the Creator, the same love that all beings of creation receive in their souls as the universal religion or religion of God, as explained in Universal Religion 08, the Messiah. Through this law, our Father guides all things, all particles born of his love toward their destiny of spiritual perfection. He adds that from among these higher spiritual forces, or powers, were formed close alliances of exalted beings around, meaning surrounding the Divine Master. These alliances formed a dome of light around him. We know these words refer to the man known as Jesus, a humble master craftsman, who received all spiritual assistance, for he was destined for great works to be the teacher of the Father's wisdom. This is why, in his mission to carry the divine light of the Father through the towns of Judea, he could perceive the thoughts, emotions, flaws, needs, weaknesses, sufferings, and illnesses of all who listen to his eloquent teachings revealing what God is, how he may be seen in our lives, and why even the touch of his garment could transform the inner energies of a soul. Here we are allowed to glimpse the truth that every healing, cleansing, and act of restoration that occurred during his great works of the Father were accomplished by the powers of heaven, who were obedient to the commands of the Father. Whenever a soul loved God through its suffering, demonstrating the love of its soul above pain or affliction, it fulfilled the law, and the powers would order, balance, and harmonize the areas of the human body that were loving without asking. It was not by the will of the man Jesus, but because he expressed God himself, and the powers acted in God's name. When it is said to facilitate the magnificent work that had been entrusted to him, we now understand through divine light that this work was to guide all beings of planet Earth toward the realm of light and bliss, so that they might become spirits of God, that is, dwellers of worlds of light. In Universal Religion 01, the Messiah, we are told that this guidance of every soul on earth will occur when the spiritual being, incarnate in a physical body, moves directly toward the fulfillment of the supreme commandment, to love God above all things. This is the one true religion, brought from the realm of light and bliss, from the cosmic planes, united with the powers of heaven, the spirits of God, and our Messianic brothers. Together, they seek to firmly establish this in our world. This salvation is to free us from all errors and dangers, from all attachments and passions that the physical body imposes, leading to lives of materiality without spiritual progress, binding the soul in the darkness born of thoughts contrary to love. But what does it mean? You still do not understand. It means that our human minds, concerned only with material life, have not yet grasped spiritual realities, for our spirits following the desires of the body have not devoted enough time to be illuminated, even for a moment, by truly loving God above all things. Thus, through the cosmic brotherhood and the religion of God, obedient to the work of the Father's love represented by the Messiah, divine light has, for centuries, been approaching our souls through the language of the soul, to free us from all dangers and errors of our lives. In this way, each being may finally rise above the sorrows and sufferings of this world of expiation, pain, and trials, and live illuminated by divine light.